Hi everyone, bonjour, bonsoir, welcome back for another No Break November video. So in this one, it will be a very first wash, retwist, and style. Well, it's not her very first style because she has style before, but very first retwist to be accompanied by a style. Stay tuned to see more. Alright, let's hop right in. These are my client's starter coils a month later. So if you look at the left of the screen, those are her starter coils the day we did them. They were super cute. I still think they're super cute 4 weeks later, but that's from a stylist perspective. I know a lot of people when they first start their locks, they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's crazy! It's going crazy!" Like this phase right here to the right, it scares them. But it is part of it if you want to start with coils. And believe it or not, a lot of people still want to start with coils. I know a lot of people are like, "Well, you could just instant lock now," but some people want to start with coils. And interestingly enough, although she started with coils, we will transition to instant locking her baby locks. So, focusing on this video though, we are going to do her first wash, first retwist, and we're going to style. And she was pleasantly surprised that we were washing because it's, I guess, still common that you do not wash when they're babies, when you're really supposed to wash when they're babies because that helps them mature. So this is her hair after getting her hair fully saturated with water, with warm water, and I use medium pressure on my hose. I did not use very high pressure. I love using very high pressure. Stylists know what I mean, but because they're baby locks, I use medium pressure, still enough pressure to penetrate and wash, but I didn't want to use too much pressure. So this is the first wash. Her hair was, of course, dirty. This is a month later. I'm using my shampoo brush. You can find this in my Etsy shop, link in the description. And I'm using this to gently scrub her scalp clean, get all of the buildup dead skin and dirt out of her scalp. I'm trying to show you guys, but you can't really see. So that was the first wash. This is the second wash. I'm using my deep cleansing moringa shampoo that is also in the Etsy shop description, link in the description. So this is the second shampoo and you guys can see a big difference, a lot more lather. However, the important thing here is that her coils are still intact. They're still doing their thing, and with her texture, you wouldn't think, one would think that washing would just destroy everything, but no. Her texture is, of course, the texture where the locks can unravel a little bit more. You're more at risk for unraveling, but her locks did so well. This is after the wash, and I made sure to wash her hair thoroughly. I did not spare any scrubbing, but it's because the coils were, when I do my coils, I may have to do an updated starter lock with coils video because I always use clips. I don't just coil and go. I always use clips because it's kind of like that. You get your starter locks, but you also get that kind of like first retwist because in my experience, it helps the starter locks to be, to withstand that first wash when I do it like a retwist, if that makes sense. But I will probably do a video on that to better explain it. But pretty much right now I'm setting her hair up for the first retwist. So I'm putting everything up. This is just how I do it, how I like to do it to make me work more efficiently. I put the hair up in a little ponytail first, a high ponytail, and then I start working row by row from the back. So I'm oiling her scalp as I go. When the locks are more mature, I oil first and then I get into the retwisting. But when they're young, I like to work row by row. And with her hair today, we're using very minimal gel. We're using a little gel, but very minimal. You can't even see it, but it's helping me to pick up her stray hairs, and she's someone who doesn't mind the gel, so it's no big deal. But you guys think I'm just super opposed to gel when I'm not. I'm just opposed to like a lot of gel. Like if you retwist the hair and the gel is like oozing out of it, that's a lot of gel in my opinion anyway. So here's another view of the first row. So the first row, how I do the first row is I pin the base of the locks on the first row. It's when I move on to the next row, I start changing how I place my pins. So most of her hair, I did the comb twist method. Most, if not all of her hair, I did the comb twist method because they're new. And when I retwist starter locks, I don't just retwist the roots, I manicure the entire thing. I make sure I wrap hairs around the entire coil or new lock that is forming. And like I said, I pin at the base, and then you're gonna see that I move to the next row. And at the next row, I speed it up a little bit. You can see she has a lot more budding on this row and further up. So the last row is usually the finest, and it's usually the hardest, and that's usually where people get the most unraveling, but she didn't have any. So pretty much what I'm doing is I am cleaning up her parts, and I'm doing the comb twist. Like I said, I add a little oil to the roots as I go, and I add very minimal gel as I go. I do the comb twist just to reinforce her coils, and then I go through and I wrap and I palm roll, and I'm doing all of this just to manicure the locks. Some of her coils didn't even need all of that, but some of them did. So here I'm placing the clips just to get my footing and organize what I'm doing right here on the back of her head. Once I get my footing, I'm gonna rearrange the clips and place the clip around where her lock is budding at. All right, now we've made way more progress here. We're at the top, and I'm gonna show you guys a little bit more. I add the oil, a little bit of gel. Now I'm gonna go ahead and clean her parts. And from there, cleaning the parts of each individual lock, comb twisting them, manicuring all the way down, and clipping. For the front, I didn't really show this part, but I pretty much the same thing, added a little gel and slayed the front a little bit. And this is a side by side of her day one starter coils and her first retwist. And that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're still doing No Break November, a video every day in November. If I don't upload it on the respective day, I will make up for it. But definitely check out the description box. A lot of helpful links there. Everything that I use, you can find it in my Amazon store, or you can find it in my Etsy shop if I sell it personally or I hand make it. You can find it there. And the booking link is also in the description box, so definitely check it out. Thank you guys again. See you next time. Bye guys.